Everybody's going to gather and thank you. Give us the latest with Police Chief Carmen Best.
Let me tell you what we know right now. This evening at about 5 p.m. we got a call of shots fired at 3rd and Pine. We had a lot of officers already nearby. We responded immediately. We discovered victims at the scene in about a 1-block radius or so. Officers immediately started life-saving measures for all the victims that were there. Chief Scoggins from our fire department can give you more detail on that. So far right now we have our homicide unit out here, our gang unit, as well as a ton of first responders. We've locked down the scene and this is not an active shooting at this point, but we are collecting evidence and information so that we can find out a description of our lone shooter. We just don't have that, or what appears to be a lone shooter. We don't even have that information for sure at this point. It's all very preliminary, as you know. We've locked it down. We're gathering as much information as we can from witnesses and from businesses in the area. And I'll have Chief Scoggins talk about the victims.
So good evening. My name is Harold Scoggins, Fire Chief of the Seattle Fire Department. At 5:01 this afternoon, we started receiving calls of multiple gunshot victims. So we called a multi-casualty incident. That incident requires a pretty large response. We had a total of 45 personnel dispatched from the Seattle Fire Department. We had 5 engines, 2 ladders, 2 aid cars, 4 medic units, 2 battalion chiefs, and 1 deputy chiefs. And we were also assisted by American Medical Response. When our units arrived on scene, we found a total of 6 patients on scene. One of those patients was pronounced dead here at the scene, and the other 5 patients, we consider them red patients, which means that they're critical, so they need to get to the hospital. They were all transported by Seattle Fire units as well as AMR units. So a total of 5 patients were transported. 1 is DOA here at the scene. So we haven't received any updates from Harborview on the status of the patients at this point. So that's what we have right now.
Let me just that those patients would survive.
It appears that way right now, but we won't know until we get the update.
Right. And I can tell you we don't have a lot of information. This is all preliminary. We will be back within 45 minutes or so to give you as much information and new updates as we have. Very preliminary and ongoing, but we wanted to make sure you know what we have right now.
But all 6 are gunshot victims.
Can you tell us anything about the suspect at all?
We just have a preliminary description of a male shooter. So we're looking for video and for other witnesses to see if anybody has more information they can provide to us at this time.
Was 3 shootings in 2 days, Chief, in this area. Do we believe that these are all connected, or what's going on?
There's nothing at this point to connect any of these shootings. So I can't give that answer definitively, but nothing preliminary that connects any of these shootings. We do know we have had a number of resources out here, multiple resources working on all of any issues with violence and gangs in the city. So we were able to respond really quickly because of that.
And we know it's so preliminary right now.
We'll have more information soon, guys.
Yeah, I can't hear the question. All right, we'll be right back in about 45 minutes or so with more information, as much as we can give you.
Thank you, Chief.